and I will be talking to you about obscenity and indecency. This is what we focused on for the second chapter of my media law class. So I'm going to start off with telling you about obscenity. The definition for obscenity is that which lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific values. Obscene material is not protected by the First Amendment. And the definition that we use today for obscene material comes from the Miller versus California case, which took place in 1973. Miller versus California is the landmark decision where the court redefined indecency. So basically, there was a man named Marvin Miller, and he was the owner of a mail business specializing in pornographic film and brochures. He made a brochure that showed men and women participating in sexual activity, and he sent them out to many people. He sent them to a restaurant in Newport Beach in California, and in this, when the owner got it, he opened it. It was him and his mother opened it, and they saw the images, and they immediately contacted the police. Miller was then arrested under penal code for violating Penal Code 311.2a. California Penal Code 311.2a states that every person who knowingly sends or causes to be sent or brings or causes to be brought into the state for sale or distribution or in this state possesses, prepares, publishes, produces, or prints with intent to distribute or to exhibit to others, or who offers to distribute, distributes, or exhibits to others any obscene matter is for a first offense guilty of a misdemeanor. So this is what he was arrested under, and he appealed the court by using the case Memoirs versus Massachusetts, which was one of the first cases that was originally used to define indecency. When he made it to the Supreme Court, they told him that he could not use it, and that because it was pornographic matter, that it was absolutely seen as obscene. From the Miller versus California case, we get the Miller test. The Miller test has 3 parts, and this is how we measure obscenity today. The next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is indecency. The definition of indecency is the act of an inappropriate gesture or expression. Indecent material does have First Amendment protection. And an important case from dealing with indecency is FCC versus Pacifica. FCC versus Pacifica took place in 1978. This is the landmark case that defined the power of the FCC over indecent material as it applied to broadcasting. So this case with FCC versus Pacifica came from a father complaining that his son had heard the filthy word skit by George Carlin over a Pacifica radio station in New York. The FCC then wrote a letter to Pacifica stating that they violated the regulations which prohibited broadcasting indecent material. The Supreme Court ruled to uphold the FCC action, ruling that the routine was indecent but not obscene. The court ruled in favor of FCC, saying that they had the right to prohibit indecent broadcasting during hours when children were likely among the audience. The